This is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. It's Tuesday, June 18th, 2019. And people, I'm tired of this.
Disabled man was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer at a Costco store. The officer says the disabled man attacked him, but family members of the victim say there's no way that could have happened. RT correspondent Ashley Banks is joining us with more to this story. Ashley, what happened?
Now, Manila, Kenneth French, he is a 32-year-old disabled man. He was shot and killed by an off-duty police officer during a visit to a Costco in Corona, California. According to the LAPD, the unidentified officer was shopping at Costco with his family Friday night when he says he was assaulted by French while holding his child. The officer then opened fire, fatally wounding French. The shooting frenzy as they tried fleeing the store. A relative of French says that
I'm done with guns in public. The public space is a space that we all share. And, I don't even think uniformed officers should be allowed to carry guns. I mean, they're doing a lot of the shooting. I'll tell you, if they're uniformed and on the job, there should be severe penalties like long prison terms if they don't do their job properly. Because, everybody talks about how they should be allowed to shoot people because their job is so important, they're keeping us safe. Well, I say it's the other way around. I say that the rules for being allowed to shoot somebody should be definitely well laid out, and if they break them, then they go to jail. Now, as far as I don't care if you're off duty. I mean, we had this jackass from LA, the guy who was head of during the Rodney King beating in Lexington, and he told all officers that they were always on duty at all times, which gives them the right to carry around their gun. No. You're on duty when you're on duty. Look, let's just remove guns from the public, okay? We share the public space. Let's just remove them. Look what happened in this case. This cop probably wouldn't have even hardly gotten hurt. Maybe he would have taken a couple of punches or something. He was a dick. I mean, how many cops do you know that aren't dicks when it comes to any kind of little confrontation? All of a sudden they turn into fucking, into monsters, basically. I mean, I was trying to help with this loose dog that was out here, and I was walking along, and I had a couple of words to say to this guy who's a cop, and he turned around to me like he was going to hit me. He clenched up his fists and squared his shoulders and turned towards me, and I just looked at him and I had my camera going. I even have the video. The guy is clearly unhinged, right? And guess what? To all practical purposes from the outside, you'd think he was a normal person, but they're not. They're not. Not any of them. They can act like they are, but they're not. And what he did that I told him, well, you know what he did? There was this dog running around the neighborhood. It was a friend of mine's dog, and it hates people, but it can barely see. It's old. And I told him and his kid, and they had gotten one of the kids in the neighborhood, a black kid, pretty fast, to chase it around. And I said, man, don't chase it around. And the black kid ended up getting bit because he did catch it, and when he was trying to hold on to it, it bit him. Go figure, right? Now, that dog could have ended up being destroyed. Fortunately, it got away. and they didn't ever find it again. But it could have ended up getting destroyed simply because this cop is too fucking stupid to stop chasing it. I mean, right after I told him not to chase it, and I went back out there looking for it with a handful of ham, because I know how to get a dog to, you know, come to me and behave. I had a leash with me. It had a collar. And I see him out there in the fields with his kid, and it's like they're playing football. They're just chasing the dog around, laughing, having a good time. Man, there's something wrong with cops, something wrong with military people, there's something wrong with priests, clergy, that kind of stuff. First of all, they attract the worst kind of people. Anyway, so let me get back to this. What I'm saying about this is the worst that could have happened to this cop, and he had his family with him, so all he had to do is hand off the baby if he was under attack, or set it down or something. I mean, I don't know what really happened, but even if he was attacked, he doesn't have to pull. He killed the guy. He put this guy's mother, in a coma, and the other guy's in, like, I forget what they said.
32-year-old had the mental capacity of a teenager and wasn't able to communicate. He speculates French must have bumped into the officer and just couldn't communicate that he was sorry. Adding he was a gentle giant, he's never been violent in the past, he's always been very...
Well, that indicates to me, since this is somebody who was there, I suppose, that the cop started the fight just because he bumped into him or something.
Cooperative and kept to himself. French's parents were also struck during the incident. At this time, French's mother is in a coma and his father's condition has improved after being treated at an intensive care unit.
So his father was hurt pretty bad too. So all because this cop was carrying a gun. If this cop had not been fucking carrying a gun, you know, if he was on duty, he was dressed as a cop, he shouldn't be in a store shopping. The only reason they come to the stores are if, you know, somebody's caught, if they're called, right? And then we should make them behave themselves while they're there, right? People shouldn't be getting shot just because they're stealing something, or just because they resist arrest, or, you know, short of having a gun and shooting back, a real gun, not a BB gun, not a toy air gun, nothing like none of this should be happening. None of this should be happening. Now, as far as public, you know, I'm just tired of all the shootings, period. And I say we do give the cops the right to just go through the neighborhoods, and you know, if you definitely agree with stop and frisk, as long as it's working, as long as it's actually. But first you pass the law saying nobody's allowed to carry any kind of weapons in public. I mean, we're talking about the public spaces. I'm not talking about your house. I'm not talking about your property. I'm not talking about your gun you keep at home. I mean, we could debate keeping it in the glove compartment of your car, but I know a lot of stupidity comes of that too. So, you know, I mean, and all of this, I mean, let's face it. Look at this guy. I mean, how badly would he have hurt that cop? Hardly at all. Instead, you got one person dead, one person in a coma, these three people, and the guy shot pretty bad, and he's lost his son and his wife. This cop, and he was off duty, by the way, so, you know, you're talking about he shouldn't have had a gun at all, and you know, you're not allowed to carry a gun in a store. I mean, the store is strictly prohibited, right? So, you know, just because of this dumb fuck cop, and you are a dumb fuck. You know, people tell me I'm not allowed to express my feelings, so I'm not allowed to express the way I feel about this cop. I'm not, theoretically, because they convicted and put me in jail for this, they say that I can't say that I feel so much anger in me when I think about this, like right now. Right now, how do I feel? I would never kill anybody, but that doesn't stop me from feeling that way. And nobody has the fucking right to tell me that I can't express my feelings, that I can't say that makes me feel like I'd want to shoot somebody or kill somebody or blow somebody up or whatever, right? I'm just expressing my feelings, trying to express to you, because it does, man. When I think about a killer like that, this cop is a killer. I'll bet you we find out he's killed before in the line of duty. Yeah, duty is what it is, duty. It's a bunch of shit, okay? So, you know, they put people like me in jail for getting upset at these people, like this cop. They put me in jail for getting upset about it. I'm not allowed to admit that I get so angry that I want to kill somebody or blow somebody up. I'm not allowed to just say that, you know, in the normal line of conversation like we're having right now. We're having a normal conversation and I'm discussing how it makes me feel. And why am I discussing how it makes me feel? Because I'm trying to describe how these incidents that happen over and over again make people feel, and I'm trying to say that why do you think we have so many people like me, but not like me, people who are angry? That's why they're shooting people. That's why there's guys pulling out a gun and just mowing down people in malls and all this stuff. They're just people who snap. They're people who have the same feelings as I have, except for they do not have either the mechanism or the ability to control those feelings. Now, to say that I don't have a right to talk about it, to say you're going to throw me in jail because I talk about it, because I talk about those feelings, so you're not going to, so that's it, really is what it comes down to. You don't want people talking about how you guys make people feel. You don't want anybody talking about how you guys make people feel like killing you because of the things you do, because of the murders you commit. That's bullshit, man. You can't tell people that they can't talk about that. And you know what it comes down to? Are those feelings legitimate? Absolutely. I mean, the only difference between what the cops do and the establishment does to kill people and murder people and what the shooters do is the shooters aren't sanctioned. You know, when I see injustice, when I see a cop who's mowed down fucking a whole family in a Costco in California, a cop basically mowed down those three people, and when I can't get justice, when I can't see that that cop who shot them all has been put in jail and that he's facing life in prison, and you know they love the death penalty, well, guess what? Here's a perfect opportunity. When I don't see that, why shouldn't I feel like I was cheated out of justice? This is my country. People don't get away with that kind of shit in my country. Oh no, I'm sorry, they do actually, don't they? No, fuck you guys. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. I'm leaving. This is Martin Drummond with Progressive News. I'm just too angry to even talk anymore. Just stay out of my way. Now, I'm the most peaceful person you'll ever meet. I haven't had a fight since some guy attacked me when I was about 27, 28 years old, and yeah, I laid him out. You know, I spent 3 months in jail because of this kind of conversation that I'm having with you right now, my audience. And I didn't get into a fight the whole time I was there. I got out in 2 months and 10 days. So, I'm calm. I'm calm. May you be calm too. Thank you.